The day my wife looked me in the eyes and called me a burden, something inside me died. Not anger, not sadness, something deeper, something that would take 2 years and a Lamborghini to come back to life. But before I tell you how it ended, let me take you back to the moment everything shattered. And while you're here, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments. I always read them. And if you enjoy powerful stories like this, consider subscribing to Crown Tales. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let me tell you how love turned into betrayal. My name is Daniel Kofi. 2 years ago, I had nothing. No money, no connections, no success story to my name. But I had her. Her name was Vanessa. And for the longest time, I believed she was everything. We met in university. Back then, life was simple. Cheap meals, long walks, shared dreams. She used to hold my hand and say, "One day, we'll make it. Together." I believed her. Every word. After graduation, reality hit like a storm. Jobs were scarce. Opportunities even scarcer. Vanessa got lucky first. She landed a job at a fast-growing marketing firm. Good salary. Nice office. New clothes. New friends. I didn't. I tried everything. Applications, interviews, side hustles. Nothing stuck. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. And slowly, I started noticing the change. At first it was subtle. She stopped asking how my day went. Stopped smiling when I talked about my ideas. Started coming home late. Then one night, she said something that stuck with me like a scar. "Daniel, love doesn't pay bills." She said it casually, like she was stating a fact. I laughed it off. But deep down, I felt it. The beginning of the end. We got married anyway. Looking back, I don't know if it was love or fear of losing what we once had. The wedding was small, simple, just a few friends and family. I remember holding her hand that day, promising to build a life together. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Marriage didn't fix anything. It made everything worse. The pressure grew heavier. Rent, food, electricity. Vanessa started carrying most of the weight. And she never let me forget it. "You're still job hunting?" she'd ask, her tone dripping with disappointment. "I'm trying," I'd reply. Trying. That word became my identity. Not success, not progress, just trying. Then came the arguments. At first, small ones. Then louder, sharper, colder. "You're not ambitious enough." "I am. I just need time." Time. "Daniel, we don't have time. Look at other men. They're building something." Each word hit harder than the last, because a part of me feared she was right. One evening, everything exploded. I remember it clearly. Rain hitting the windows, the smell of burnt food in the kitchen, and Vanessa standing there, arms crossed, eyes filled with something I had never seen before. Disgust. "Daniel, I can't do this anymore." My heart dropped. "What do you mean?" "I mean this life, this struggle, this you." Silence filled the room. "You're dragging me down." Those 4 words, they broke me. "I thought we were a team," I said, my voice barely holding together. "We were," she replied. "But I've outgrown you. Outgrown me. Like I was something she used to need, but didn't anymore." The divorce happened faster than I expected. No tears from her. No hesitation. Just signatures on paper. And a cold goodbye. "I deserve better," she said as she walked out. And just like that, I was alone. The months that followed were the darkest of my life. I moved into a tiny room on the outskirts of the city. Bare walls! A broken chair. A mattress on the floor. That was my world. Friends stopped calling. Family kept their distance. Even I stopped believing in myself. Every morning felt heavy. Every night felt endless. I replayed her words over and over. "You're a burden. You're not enough. I've outgrown you." They echoed in my mind like a curse. Then one day, something changed. It wasn't dramatic. No sudden miracle. Just a quiet moment. I was sitting alone, staring at my reflection in a cracked mirror. And for the first time, I got tired, not of the struggle, but of being the man she said I was. That night, I made a decision. If I was going to fail, I would fail trying to become someone she could never ignore again. I started small. Online courses, business books, late nights learning skills I had never cared about before. Digital marketing, e-commerce, branding. While others slept, I worked. While others doubted, I pushed. There were days I wanted to quit. Days I questioned everything. But every time I felt weak, I remembered her voice, and it fueled me. 6 months later, I made my first real money online. It wasn't much, but it was proof. Proof that I wasn't useless. Proof that I could build something. From there, everything started moving. Slowly at first, then faster. I launched my first online store. It failed. Launched another. Failed again. Third time, something clicked. Sales started coming in. Small at first, then consistent, then overwhelming. A year passed, then another, and the man I used to be was gone. In his place stood someone new, someone focused, someone disciplined, someone dangerous. I moved into a better apartment, then a bigger one, then a house. I built a team, scaled my business, expanded into new markets. Money stopped being a problem. Respect followed. Success became my new language. But deep down, there was still one chapter unfinished. Vanessa. I hadn't seen her since the divorce. Hadn't heard from her either. It was like she vanished from my life completely. But sometimes, late at night, I wondered, did she ever think about me? Did she ever regret it? Or was I just a forgotten mistake in her story? Then one afternoon, everything changed. I was driving through the city, a brand new Lamborghini beneath me, the engine humming like power itself. Traffic was light, the sun reflecting off the glass buildings. Life felt unreal. And then I saw her, standing on the sidewalk, dressed in clothes that looked expensive, but worn. Her hair wasn't as polished. Her posture wasn't as confident. But it was her, Vanessa. My heart skipped. Not out of love, not anymore, but something else. Closure. I slowed down. She didn't notice me at first. She was arguing with someone on the phone. Her voice, frustrated, almost desperate. Then suddenly, her eyes lifted, and they met mine. Time froze. Her expression shifted. Confusion, recognition, shock. She stepped closer to the road, squinting, trying to confirm what she was seeing. And when she realized, her hand slowly dropped from her phone. Her lips parted, as if she wanted to say something, but no words came out. I rolled down the window slightly, just enough for her to see my face clearly. The man she once called a burden, now sitting in a car she probably only dreamed of. And in that moment, I saw it. Regret. Raw. Undeniable. Heavy. She took a step forward. "Daniel?" Her voice trembled. Barely recognizable. And just as I was about to respond, a man walked up behind her, placed his hand on her shoulder, and said something that made my blood run cold. "Vanessa, are you seriously begging him to now?" My grip tightened on the steering wheel. My jaw clenched. And suddenly, I realized something far worse than betrayal. She hadn't just left me for someone better. She had fallen into something much darker. And the look in her eyes? It wasn't just regret. It was fear. I paused. Engine running, heart steady, mind racing. And then I had to decide, do I drive away or step into the past that once destroyed me? For a few seconds, I said nothing. The engine of the Lamborghini purred beneath me, steady, powerful, controlled. But inside me, a storm was building. Vanessa stood there, frozen between two worlds. The one she chose, and the one she abandoned. The man behind her tightened his grip on her shoulder. He looked at me with the kind of arrogance I recognized instantly. I used to hate men like him. Now I understood them. "Vanessa," he said again, his tone sharper this time. "Let's go." But she didn't move. Her eyes stayed locked on mine. "Daniel," she whispered, taking another step closer. "Please, wait." That word, please. She had never said that to me before. Not like this. Not with her voice shaking. Not with her pride completely gone. I slowly took my foot off the brake. The car rolled forward. Just a little. Not to leave, but to make a point. Control. I had it now. Not her. The man frowned, stepping forward. "Hey," he snapped. "I don't know who you think you are, but I know exactly who I am, I said calmly, finally stepping out of the car. My voice cut through his sentence like a blade. Silence fell instantly. People nearby started glancing over. A Lamborghini tends to do that. But this wasn't about attention. This was about truth. Vanessa stared at me like she was seeing a ghost. Or maybe the version of me she never believed could exist. You look. She started but couldn't finish. Different, I said. She nodded slowly. I gave a faint smile. Yeah, life has a way of doing that. The man beside her scoffed. This is ridiculous. Vanessa, we're leaving. But she pulled her shoulder away from his grip. No. That one word surprised even me. He looked at her, stunned. What do you mean, no? I need to talk to him. Her voice wasn't strong, but it was firm enough. The man laughed bitterly. Talk to him? The same guy you said was broke? Useless? He turned to me, smirking. Man, you have no idea what you're getting into. She... I'm not talking to you, I said, my tone calm but final. That shut him up. Not because of fear, but because of certainty. The kind that doesn't need to shout. Vanessa stepped closer to me, close enough for me to see the details I missed from the car. The faint, dark circles under her eyes, the subtle cracks in her confidence, the way her hands trembled, slightly. Life hadn't been kind to her. Daniel, she said again, softer this time. Can we talk, please? There it was again. Please. I looked at her for a long moment. 2 years of pain, 2 years of growth, 2 years of silence, all standing right in front of me. 5 minutes, I said. We walked a few steps away, not too far, just enough to speak without interruption. I could feel the other man watching us, angry, suspicious, threatened. Good. Vanessa took a deep breath. I don't even know where to start. Start with the truth, I said. She nodded slowly. Tears began to form in her eyes. I thought I was making the right decision, she said. When I left you, I thought I was choosing a better life. I said nothing. He had money, she continued, glancing back briefly at the man. Confidence. Everything you didn't have back then. The words didn't hurt anymore. They used to. Not now. But it wasn't real, she added quickly. None of it was. I raised an eyebrow slightly. Explain. She swallowed hard. He lied, Daniel. About everything. His business, his money, his connections. Her voice started shaking more. I didn't realize until it was too late. How late? I asked. She looked down. I had already moved in with him. Cut ties with everyone else, even my job. I left it because he said he would take care of everything. I exhaled slowly. Classic. And then? I asked. Then everything collapsed, she whispered. Debt, problems, people coming to the house. Threats, her voice cracked. He drinks. He gets angry. And when he does? She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't need to. I felt something stir inside me. Not love, not even anger. Something more complicated. Understanding, mixed with distance. And now? I asked. She wiped her tears quickly. I'm stuck. I have nothing. No savings, no job, no way out. She looked at me again, directly this time. Until today, I already knew where this was going, but I let her say it. When I saw you, she continued, her voice barely above a whisper, I realized how wrong I was. Her eyes searched mine desperately. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Silence, heavy, unavoidable. Daniel, I'm sorry. There it was, the apology. 2 years too late. I know I don't deserve anything from you, she said quickly. But if there's any part of you that remembers what we had, I remember everything, I interrupted. Her face lit up for a split second. Hope, dangerous thing. I remember the nights we had nothing, I continued. The promises, the belief. Her eyes softened. And I remember the night you called me a burden. Her expression broke instantly. I remember you saying you outgrew me. She looked away, ashamed. And I remember watching you walk away. Like I meant nothing. Tears streamed down her face now. I know, Daniel. I was wrong. I was selfish. I was blind. Yes, I said simply. She flinched. Because this time, I didn't soften it. But people change, she said quickly. You changed. Look at you. She gestured toward the car, toward everything I had built. You became everything I believed you couldn't be. I shook my head slowly. No, she frowned. I became everything you didn't have the patience to wait for. That hit her. Hard. She took a step closer. Then let me make it right, please. I'll do anything. I'll start over. I'll support you this time. I'll be the wife I should have been. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Not the woman I loved, but the woman standing in front of me now. Broken, desperate, regretful. And then I asked the one question she wasn't ready for. If I was still that same poor man, would you be saying this? She froze. Completely. Her silence was the answer. I nodded slowly. Exactly. Daniel, no, that's not fair. It's honest, I said. Her voice rose slightly. I've suffered. I've learned. Isn't that worth something? It is, I replied calmly. But not to me. She stepped back like I had just struck her. I'm not the man you left anymore, I continued. And you're not the woman I married. Tears fell freely now. So that's it? She asked. You're just going to leave me like this? I paused, looked at her one last time. I'm not leaving you, I said quietly. Her eyes flickered with hope again. You already left me. Silence. Complete. Final. I turned and walked back to my car. Each step felt lighter. Not because I had won, but because I had let go. As I opened the door, her voice called out one last time. Daniel, please. I didn't turn around. But just before I got in, I said something she would never forget. I hope you find your way again, Vanessa. A pause. But you won't find it through me. I got in, closed the door, and drove off. In the rearview mirror, I saw her standing there, crying. The man beside her shouting again. The life she chose, closing in around her. And for the first time in 2 years, I felt nothing. No pain, no anger, no regret, just peace. Because sometimes, the greatest revenge is becoming someone who no longer needs it.